Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 14, Week 5. We're still catching up on some of these Week 5 games, which means again we get these quick fire rounds for the drafts. AoET definitely did their homework on the drafts, but I feel like only really looked at the games that have been previously played by Grim Adventures in the tournament rather than the actual stats of the people playing those specific heroes, and I don't think it actually matched up to their lineups that great. Grim Adventures had some very questionable bans, probably most notably a Wraith King ban. Like, I know you got the Snapfire, and that sucks, but, like, come on. Don't ban the Wraith King. They have Lifestealer instead, who I think is actually a lot better for them in this game, and really didn't get answered at all, ever. Like, having to play Drow into the Lifestealer Axe Bomb kinda sucks, and they really can't do anything about that. I think I definitely would say it's going to be a good game, at least from the draft perspective, for Attack on Elder Titan. Iceman sponsored by Ireland.
Prepare for battle.
Interestingly, Iceman himself making the decision to purchase and drop the smoke does not seem to fear his competition here at the mid lane this game in the form of the Primal Beast. You've been seeing in a couple of tournaments, we saw the Aqua Teen Hunger 4 staff lineup. Try this a few games later.
What the herald was that?
God Gamer alert! God Gamer detected!
We're gonna do this every 5 seconds, Matty? Smoke just kind of dissipates here, having not really accomplished anything. Not in a very great position to actually
30 seconds to
go get first blood. Like, Tidehunter's kind of hard to get rid of here. Lots of pings coming down.
The battle begins.
2 for 2. Nothing too special happening here. PVC is still too old for Ben 10, because that game has happened when I'm recording this, even though that doesn't actually make any sense right here. No significant activity going into the lanes here. So let's just start this off with a quick roll call. So, for Attack on Elder Titan, position 1, you've got Blackacre, formerly known as Boofus, on the Lifestealer. Pause 2, you've got Iceman, captain of the team, on the Invoker. Pause 3, you've got Mr. Fichet on the Axe. Pause 4, Holiday 1999 on the Undying. And pause 5, we got Mufasa on the Witch Doctor. Meanwhile, on the Grim Adventures of Boys and Matty, pause 1, you get Mickle on the Drow Ranger. Pause 2, you've got Cranberry Sprite on the Primal Beast. Pause 3, you've got Tall Balls on the Tidehunter. Pause 4, you got Matty Boy, captain of the team, on the Snapfire here. They have done a bit of a support switch this game, and as a result, pause 5, you got Marcy, PVC Pipe, I assume, who just came up here to try and counter the Undying. I don't know, I feel like that works better in theory than it's going to in practice in this game. Like, yeah, sure, it's great in theory that you're going to be able to one day beat up the Tombstone once you hit level 6, except Axe still has Call, and if Axe hits Call while you're in front of the Tombstone, not only do you not do anything to the Tombstone, or really Axe for that matter, but also you just sit there and you collect zombies, and it really just kind of sucks. Holiday 1999 being as obnoxious as possible here to this Radiant safe lane has collected for himself the King's Ransom of 20 strength without really losing anything more than a sweat for it. There is one major bad sign for this lineup. I don't think this team can do anything to Lifestealer in this lane. Like, I don't think there's any kill potential here against him at all on this Rim Adventures offlane. You know, oh, alright, let's take a look at that. Trout turning around to try and get that one shot out on Dying really cost her there. I think if Drow just continues right-clicking away, is she faster? No, she's the same speed, so I think if Drow just keeps right-clicking away there, I think she actually just lives. I don't think they can do anything to her about it. Cranberry Sprite angrily yelling in Invoker's face, give him a face full of primal breath before he goes down. Well, saying not only are these two really kind of going to be incapable of doing anything to Lifestealer of any substance, they're also going to be kind of finding it hard-pressed, I think, to not just get run over by the guy as this lane goes on. You know, right now it's not going to be too bad, but like, once Lifestealer starts hitting 4, 5, 6, once he gets that point of rage, he's just going to be able to kind of just hit Q and just right-click the watermelon, and boots as well, phase boots especially. Just going to be able to just right-click the watermelon and get a kill. I actually am not a fan of him going armlet first as a result. I think really all you need is just get phase boots, hit Q, and just double kill over and over. Axe is not a fan of calling people in this lane. Which is a bit interesting. I do think call is going to be a very important skill for him here. If he does not get it soon, he will not appreciate what happens. Cranberry Sprite going to go down here again. You know, the time somebody spends in a Berserker's Call is going to be basically a free decay stacked on top of their head. It's going to be, you know, 2 or 3 zombies. No, not 2 or 3. It's going to be a zombie or 2 stacked on their head, and they just have to spend longer in that little area. Marcy very fortunately finds herself a creep to deny in the middle of all that nonsense to get rid of that battle hunger. Just sitting on 500 health here. I don't know if Mr. Fishy is appreciating exactly what this Undying is offering on the table here. I do think he is playing a little passively compared to perhaps what he should be here. There we go, he has corrected that pretty succinctly here. I think Holiday was trying to position himself there to drop the tombstone, but I think that's a little too late. Either way, another kill for the off lane here. Axe just completely dominating Drow Ranger for the last hits. I don't know. I think Lifestealer is being a bit under-aggressive in this lane. I think a Lifestealer legitimately just does this. If you just do this to Tall Balls, you really just can't do all that much, especially if if you get a Maledict on top of that. Tallballs turns around to spit one last time at the Witch Doctor. He's gonna survive this time, but notably, Tidehunter just lost his entire HP pool while failing to either get a kill on Lifestealer or not fail to get a kill on Lifestealer, fail to get a kill on Witch Doctor, or do in fact any damage at all to the Lifestealer there. Axe's battle hunger is too low level, and his boots too not here to actually pursue on that. Interestingly, Fishy going for the old Tranquil Axe build, which I must say I don't think I condone much, especially not in a game like this. I think that's a sign of some, not just some tortellini, but maybe some stale tortellini going on here. I don't know. The sooner Lifestealer starts getting more levels in Feast, I don't think he actually realizes it, but his Feast is actually a lot more important than his... oh, okay. This piece is a lot more important than his ghoul rage in this lane. Just makes him do a hell of a lot of damage to Tidehunter. Tombstone's gonna go up here. Make this a very awkward situation for the Dire to have to deal with. Tombstone is gonna go down. Hax is gonna get body blocked there at a kind of unfortunate time and therefore miss the kill. Definitely needs boots desperately at this point. He's going to be pulling them in now. Very least.
Oh, look at it go!
I don't know where Matty Boy came here from, but he showed up at like less than half mana. I think it's starting to sink in for Lifestealer now just how much control he has over this lane.
Denied!
Interestingly, he has turned his back on the armlet here. Interesting to see if he figures it out. Both unfortunate timing for the for everything happening here actually. Primal Beast showing up. Kinda sucks. Mufasa, what are you doing? Attention, Witch Doctor. If your life stealer is in danger, don't right-click the tower. For God's sake, get up to him. You probably go down, but at least there's a credible chance he lives. If you want your not Witch Doctor, if you want your life stealer player to hate you, that is exactly what you do. Good rotation there from Cranberry, nonetheless. Certainly inspired enough panic from Mufasa to get a casual kill for him, though. At this point, this tower here is looking very dead, and Axe just got 2 Culling Blades at top by diving the tower. Uh-oh!
Dire's top tower.
Well, there has been a damper put into Lifestealer's game now. It's come at a very great cost.
What the herald was that?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We've moved Marcy down to this lane. It's probably not the worst idea in the world. Top lane is definitely gone. Goodbye,
Dire's top
Holiday.
tower is
Almost
under attack.
want to fight with Cranberry here, but Axe is nowhere in sight.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Mid T1 Dire, first tower to fall. The top T1 here, quite likely to follow. Cranberry Sprite comes up here to smash Axe up a little bit, but doesn't really get anything done. Axe at some point decides to give for himself some whiffs on that Sunstrike here. Unfortunate Sunstrikes out here from Iceman so
Dire's
far.
top tower is under attack.
But if Axe at some point decides to get himself like a casual cloak or something, it's going to be pretty tough for Beast to actually do anything to him. Speaking of tough to do anything to him here, Lifestealer just hits Q, and that's the end of their ability to do anything to him. Oh, they're actually going to use first ult here to get rid of him. Let's see, first Ravage.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
On one hand, I do kind of hesitate to applaud the Tall Balls Matty lane for what's happened here, because I do think this is a lot more in Lifestealer kind of playing this one wrong and Witch Doctor not knowing how to support him rather than necessarily a stroke of brilliance from the Grim Adventures. Oh my god, poor Axe. Grim Adventures lineup here. almost certainly dead tide.
Is under attack.
Primal Beast is going to show up to protest it, but that's all he's going to do. Undying getting a kill on the Snapfire offsides. Lifestealer has now finished his
Radiant's
phase
bottom
boots.
tower has fallen.
Okay, Axe gets a really good call here on the Joe Ranger, but she has a pretty full wand. Doesn't matter though. She ends up going down just the same. Axe going down in kind, which Dr. Wisp Maledict. Well, Cranberry Sprite is now in a far worse situation than I think he realizes. Okay, he had that illusion rune just to mess things up there. The more points Lifestealer gets in Feast in this game, the better things are actually going to go for him. They're just, you know, you've got a big HP balloon in the form of the Primal Beast. It's in on, 1,000 health already. You've got a big HP balloon in the form of Tidehunter, who is, going to have some high strength, high HP items relatively soon. Drow just goes down in moments flat.
Feel the axe of axe.
This is why I hate people.
Come to act.
Interesting way of this little fight to split here. The 1.5 second long Witch Doctor ult. This tombstone on the cliff here has been such a major hassle for the Dire here. I think Axe getting back there was a bad idea. I think if he just keeps going forward, then that's just some kills for him. AoET definitely playing this game in a very hesitant manner. You can definitely tell that they're trying their absolute hardest not to drop anything in this game. And it definitely feels that way. It feels like, so far, almost the theme of this team has been missing opportunity in this particular game.
I have orbs for this.
Lifestealer is now going to do this Ancient Camp. Pro tip, if you're a Lifestealer player, if you're doing an Ancient Camp, start with the big boys, because you do a lot of damage to them, and you get a lot of HP back from them. Just remember how this skill goes. Grim Adventures invading the Radiant jungle, trying to presumably find the
Dire's
Lifestealer,
top
finding
tower is
absolutely
under
nothing.
attack.
Lifestealer now finished with this camp, finished with his errands. Has a completely full magic wand to play with here. It's starting to encroach on the armlet. It's a bit of a shame for him. Next going to have a little fight here with the Snapfire, but it's kind of realized at a somewhat inopportune time that, no, we can't actually do anything here. Booker very deftly using his invis to dodge the Snapfire ult. Undying in the unfortunate position. Okay, nope. Hold on, we just committed the cardinal sin of Undying here. Just dropping the tombstone when you're completely hopeless. Though, no, he's dead. I will be fair enough to say, I do think if his team was in a better position than they were here, that could have actually been for more. Like, if Axe, tries to meet up with the Undying and just, like, shows up at this part of the fight and just gets a big call right in front of the tombstone, that's like an everybody's dead moment. Watermelon sliced in half. 5 Culling Blade stacks for Axe.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
slow down a little bit here. I believe Primal Beast just ulted one of the creeps in this
Dire's
camp, which is
top
kind of
tower
funny.
is under attack.
It's not like that's the worst thing you could do in the
Dire's
world, because it's such a low
structures
cooldown ability, but it is always funny
Dire's
to just
top
watch
tower
Primal
is
Beast
under
pile
attack.
drive a Centaur for no obvious
Radiant's
reason.
middle tower is under attack.
T2 at top for Dire, looking very low, 348 HP. I don't really know why Lifestealer is trying to vamoose here. Good call. Completely unnecessary Lifestealer ult, I actually really don't like that. Axe whiffs his call there because he gets
Radiant's
body
middle
blocked.
tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
You deserve nothing.
Slightly unfortunate missing the kill on the
Dire's
Primal
bottom
Beast
tower
there,
is under
though.
attack.
Nothing too bad comes out of it for AoET, just a couple of inefficiently used skills.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
T2 top falls, Outpost changes hands.
Dire's top
AoET
tower is
has
under
at this
attack.
point pretty much taken complete control over the entire map. The only place that they don't really have that much control over is the eastern part of their own jungle. That's it. There is some Dire wards here, but like they're not gonna do anything with these. It's really just not great, unfortunately, because it's like even if you catch Lifestealer here, right? Even if you catch Lifestealer doing this camp, what are you gonna do to him? Just watch him farm. That's it. It's good for monitoring his items, I guess. I mean, you can't kill him. He's already pretty much just completely unkillable for this lineup. He's got 3 levels of rage at this point. It's going to make him very fast.
Radiant
Gonna give it a
are
pretty low
scanning.
cooldown.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Major attempt there to try and find the Drow Ranger does not go anywhere.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's a bit of an unfortunate circumstance here for the Drow Ranger in that it feels like the Lifestealer is already very invincible, and it's going to be very hard for that ever to be not the case. Whereas Drow is still very, very, very mortal. It feels like if Drow gets called on, gets the Lifestealer Axe Bomb on top of her head, she's pretty much just going to die. Smoke out here from not from AoET, from the Grim Adventures. So they kind of have a poor idea of exactly what AoET is up to right now. No doubt compounded by the fact that it kind of feels like AoET themselves aren't really sure what they should be doing at the moment. I'm gonna run into the former off
Radiant's
lane
middle
here.
tower is under attack.
Tide ult waited until basically the moment that Lifestealer not going to be able to do anything about it. But the Witch Doctor and the Undying cumulatively just get 3 kills in that fight. The only thing they lose is Axe. This is starting to look really bad.
Radiant's middle
Because the
tower
worst thing
under
is, you really
attack.
know that Drow Ranger, this is one of those games where Drow Ranger really does not have that much to do about this. I should with alacrity on the Lifestealer just to make it a little worse. Undying picks up the mechanism. You know, just to make it even more annoying to kill these guys. Like, hey, what's worse than Lifestealer Witch Doctor? I know, Lifestealer Witch Doctor with a bunch of healing coming out. Here's my question, though. Why don't either of these guys have a goddamn... Why don't either of these guys have their holy lockets? Guys are always gonna drive me to drink doing things like this. You know, Undying Holy Locket is like super duper duper good. Being able to Witch Doctor Holy Locket actually even better, because the Witch Doctor Holy Locket makes the outgoing damage of your Voodoo Restoration Like, it
Radiant's
affects
bottom
it in the way you would
tower is under
expect.
attack.
Drow desperately making a run for the high ground here. Trying to put herself into an untouchable position as possible. PVC Pipe realizes at the exact correct moment that what he's doing is abject suicide, and just gets the hell out of town. My Stealer is tired of waiting for Axe to do something and jumps out, having realized that the Grim Adventurers are probably not going to take another actual fight until high ground.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is super awkward. Feels like there's some organizational issues in AoET this game. Like, it just really feels like nobody knows what they should be doing here. We're gonna finally have something happening, as the Primal Beast is gonna get cut to shreds. Nine-second BKB, I believe, from the Invoker here, yep. I believe that's being met with the 9-second BKB out of Primal Beast. No, that was the 8. It's going to get rid of the, uh-oh. It's in a very compromising position. That's a super good Axe call. That's a super good Primal Beast ult. Drow Ranger's dead. Cranberry Sprite has just diebacked. Check out the buyback status here.
Dire's middle tower is under
The Undying did have to buy back for that, but so did the Primal
are
Beast.
fortified.
That means a little more here. Feels like at this point, win condition is really starting to fall out of the dictionary here for the Grim Adventures. It just does not really feel like there's any way Drow Ranger's gonna credibly mean anything this game. Like that right there, that exact fight, that really just shows you, you know, Life Stealer, Axe Bomb is just gonna be bad, and the sad fact of the matter is, Life Stealer is not that far ahead. In fact, Life Stealer is in fact still behind Drow as of this time. It's only gonna get worse. Undying going to take a very nasty spill there. Presumably looking for somebody to just drop Tombstone on or something, but did not. Neither found somebody to hit with it, nor did he find anybody on his team who really wanted to actually fight at that moment, so.
How best to use this?
Haste comes out on Drow. Just uses it to get the hell out of town.
I'll take that.
This is one of these hard games to comment on because I feel like, unfortunately for the Grim Adventures, this game is very decided at this point. Outside of potentially something just goes wrong for AoET. I've seen some miracle moments happen in this league this season, don't get me wrong. I don't know, I just find it a little hard to see a miracle moment happening here. I mean, like, an actual miracle, not the guy miracle, who I can beat in Dota 1. Citation needed. Axe looking at Ashivas here. A little interesting. Just trying to add on more. I think that's trying to add on more to the Lifestealer Bomb than it is trying to actually get something tangibly useful done. Honestly, I think at this point you can just say just go balls to the walls and say I'm going Radiance and actually have that mean more. Lifestealer has gotten his shard in.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Splat! Feels like all tall balls can do in this game is die. He's had some good ults, don't get me wrong. This isn't an unqualified disaster for him by any stretch of the imagination.
Dire's bottom
Just,
tower
you
is
know,
under attack.
it's really hard. Okay, this is an awkward time to, have the Lifestealer ult. Not Lifestealer, the, Undying ult there.
Fast in the fight. Too late for you.
Axe is now here to make a nuisance of himself and not get any culling blades. Axe saving his battle hunger for Dota 3.
Dire's bottom tower
Probably
is
used
under
to
attack.
presumably good effect. Adventures takes up positions
Dire's bottom
uphill
tower is under
and
attack.
starts to wait for the worst. They're gonna come out here to knock back this push happening at their bot T2. Again, I hate to keep railing on the guy. It just does not really feel like there's a super great strategy going down here for AoET. Just feels like they're just kind of doing things, you know? That's their general game plan. They like to do stuff. Hey, Droud's dead. Bowled over by meatballs. I've scarcely mentioned him because this game is just going bad enough for the Grim Adventures in so many ways, but you know, one thing to remember here is that Invoker is also sitting at the very top of that net worth chart and he's 9-0 and 12.
Tower has fallen.
Anything Invoker wants in this game, he pretty much gets. And the best part is that it doesn't mean anything. If he was 0-12 and 0, I feel like this game goes pretty much the same way.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But no, it's just got to be even worse. In addition to everything else that's going wrong for Grim Adventures this game,
Dire's structures
Iceman also has to be bowling.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
And pushing out these waves, getting a lot of towers killed with his spirits.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
A lot of people trapped.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's a good call. That's a good Yule Scepter. Tidehunter is just gonna very casually go down here. Untying, writes a check he can't really cash, but Axe can probably cash this one.
No. No down, no
Nope.
count, creep stealing fool.
Goal's in an awkward spot here. If they capitalize on this, like if Axe, nope, never mind. They can no longer capitalize on this. Lifestealer ADHD moment. I think if they jump on Mikkel there and Lifestealer bomb, I think he just kind of dies, and that's just kind of the game. Not like there's going to be much of a game if he doesn't die at this point, mind you. There's one great tragedy for Lifestealer this game is that he never got really any charges for his Deso. Just sitting there at basically the minimum possible. This would be even funnier if he dies for it. Oh, that was a great Yule Scepter. Trying so hard to kill Cranberry Sprite, but they really just can't do much about his BKB and his natural speed. Not that they necessarily need to, of course. Roshan's a giant pig. Life Stealer Shard, of course, just gives pretty much free ground to kill the guy at any convenience. Axe picks up his shard, is now going to have the stacking counter helix. Cranberry Sprite wastes a hell of a lot of time and a BKB usage, but goes down in the end anyway. Which is kind of bad because they're about to need to defend uphill. In a 4v6. When they already just kind of can't kill the guy who gets 2 lives. Who has not died since lane phase. I don't know why they're fanning out here. This is just not... Just go high ground, bro. What are you afraid of? You have 30 seconds. Why are we going mid?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Try and split it up with the Force Spirits here, but it doesn't really accomplish anything.
Is under attack. Dire's middle tower has
Good snap into Axel, but it's not going to matter because Axe just found Drow Ranger and she's gone. Axe said good day. No Adventure's having a bad day. Matty calls the G's and we're getting out of here.
Dire's middle barracks is falling. Dire's middle
Cranberry Spray gonna die one more time? No. Ah, who cares? We'll never know what Invoker's name of power is now. I mean, that was a roll. I hate to say it again because I feel like I said this just recently for some reason. But yeah, this is just another route based on the picks here. I mean, they literally just had nothing they could do about the Lie Stealer. They had basically nothing they could do about the Axe. They were very hard pressed to stop the Witch Doctor ult and stop anything else that meant anything. I don't know. And of course, Invoker just walked all the hell over them. 13-0-17 on Invoker's part. I mean, they were just building like doing this 4 protect 1 strat around the Drow Ranger here in a game where the Drow Ranger isn't great into the pos 1 or the pos 3. It's a horrible 1 matchup, pretty bad 3 matchup. I don't know. I don't like it. Let's see if I like the next game more.